Hello and welcome to session 5 of our beginners program. This is a meditation session, so it's ideal if you're not working with your body and if you can't actually use your breath, so if you're ventilator dependent. So first of all, of course, each week, come into your body. So find what it is to be set up and in a comfortable position with a good environment. So again, no interruptions and just making sure that you're going to be able to concentrate for the entirety of the practice. Come inside. Close your eyes and remind yourself of what it is that's driving you, your bhakti, your enthusiasm for this practice, and introduce yourself to the concept of becoming a warrior. So this is one of our themes leading on from what we went over in our recap week last time. So really feeling into what it is to bring in that warrior quality of strength, discipline, determination, and inner guidance, which also helps to inspire us with our other theme of Shraddha, faith. So really feel into what the word faith means to you. So it's one of our keys to success. And faith can mean many things, but feel into that inner trust inside yourself, your inner guide. And with those qualities, with your warrior, your faith, your trust, take an internal bow to yourself for showing up today, to each other as we practice together as a group, and to the yogic methodology. Namaste.
Namaste.
So before we come into the whole practice, just a little heads up that we're going to be using the same structure that you'll be familiar with, but we'll be introducing a mantra of Om. So you may have come across this before, maybe not, but it's got huge amounts of power and benefits to our nervous system and our mental awareness, our focus. So the sound of Om helps to activate our vagus nerve that's responsible for a lot of internal mapping. So it checks in with the whole of our system, how our body's doing, how our internal health is, and it can help soothe and sort of strengthen our parasympathetic nervous system in particular. So it will help us to calm and relax, even when we can be feeling quite stressed or anxious. It's an amazing tool to harness. So we're going to be introducing that a little bit later, the sound of Om. So just have a little heads up in your system already, but just getting familiar with it. Okay. So as always, we're going to be using the wood block to come into our practice. So keeping that energy harnessed in your system, just feel the wood block for a moment. Just feeling the sound and finding a bit of mental rhythm with it. So it's every 6 seconds. As we come into the first stage of our practice, where you gently open your eyes and just taking the environment around you. So just noticing colour, texture, contrast of light and dark. Just noticing the environment. And then closing your eyes and just noticing and feeling into your eyes. Now doing the same by going into the ears. Just listening, hearing sounds in the far distance, middle distance, close up to you. Just hearing what is around you. Now bringing that awareness and traveling to your skin, face and head. Feeling whatever your head is resting on. So being aware of the outer edges, feeling sensation. And then traveling inward to your mouth. Noticing how your mouth feels. How it tastes. And then using this awareness, getting it ready to send it up into the nose. placing your awareness in your nose. And then noticing if there's any internal smell. Now harnessing all those senses and bringing it into a center point at the middle of your brain. As we're coming into a pulse from the inside to the outside, the sun and moon energies, the sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system. So harnessing that internal pulse. So we're starting on the next wood block, going to expand. So expanding out to the surface, to your skin to begin with, and then ready to turn inward, pulsing back inward. So it's 6 seconds still, coming into the depths. So using your mental attention outward to pulse right to the extreme edge, and then pulsing back inward. Out. Expanding. In. Coming to the center. So allowing the energy to expand outward. So sending it outward to the edges before then it rebounds back inward. Coming to that pulse point where it wants to rebound. So feeling this awareness movement outward. In. So exploring the energy to send it bigger than maybe you thought of even. So sending it out. Drawing it in. Expansion. Space. And then contraction. That condensing of energy. Outward. To the edge. Inward. To the core. 2 more pulses. Outward. Inward. Last one. Sending it out with that full expression of the energetic expansion, contraction back to that density, that inner core. Okay, staying there, the wood block stops now. So feeling that harnessing of energy as we're going to come into our sound, into our Om mantra. So feeling and harnessing the warrior energy within you. We're going to be bringing that tribal sense with the sound, that chant, even like the haka, like claiming what it is in your system to feel it. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't have sound going through your vocal cords currently. It could be that you can't, like physically make it out loud. You can do it internally. It's still just as powerful for your nervous system, for your energy. So you can say it with us internally, or you can give it a go out loud. You can't get it wrong, you're just making a sound. So find what it is that you need in your system with this. Connect with it for you. Okay, so I'm going to start. Lauren's going to join in, and we'll do this for a minute or so, maybe 2. And then Lauren's going to stop, and I'll bring us into an internal Om. So we'll all finish at the same point together. Okay, so starting with Om. 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 Om.
Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om. Om.
Three more.
Om. Om. Om.
Bring it internally and say them to yourself now, if you haven't already done so. Om. 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 Draw it in. Feel the heat, the warmth, the resonance, the power. And then allow the mantra to finish and rest in the vibration in your system. Just quietly, as we go silent for a minute, feeling the energy that you've worked with. Bring that energy into your heart, sealing it in, and taking an internal bow to yourself, to each other, and to the practice. Namaste.
Namaste.